role of students, teachers to popularize ICT in educational system. In this way, I declare that the inaugural of this webinar is over. Thanking you. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Sir, give us a very important message from his speech. Sir, focusing on the relation between the new education policy and ICT. Now, it's time to invite our first speaker, who is a very talented and well-known personality in field of information technology. To introduce this well-known personality, I would invite our talented faculty, Professor Shailesh Khandare, to give brief information of our first guest. Professor Shailesh Khandare, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science, Arts, Commerce and Science College, RV.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, giving me this opportunity for the present. Vote of thanks. Sorry, sorry, sorry. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is matter to great pleasure for me introduce today's speaker, Dr. Rupali Memane, who is going to share her views on the role of ICT in new education policy. Dr. Rupali Memane worked as an assistant professor as well as IQAC coordinator and training and placement officer at Arihant College. Madam has completed her BCA and MCA from Pune University. She has also had done diploma in multimedia with wide experience of 10 years in industry as a graphics and web designer, content writer in MNC such as ATMT, Redwood Edge, Vintage Cards, and Rahul Commerce. She has 7 years of teaching experience where she taught subject of in programming language such as PHP, Java, .NET at both UG and PG courses. She had she has to her credit educating more than 11,000 faculty all across India on online teaching and developing e-content. She has published a number of research papers in state, national, and international journals, conferences, and seminars. She has also authored a book which is on sale on Amazon. Name of the book is Personify Yourself. Founder of CEO of Knowledge Edge, which is an online platform to promote knowledge edge exchange platform. No Age is a two-way exchange to share ideas, experience, and skills through which academic ideas and insight are shared on wider platform. With this, I would like to invite Dr. Rupali Memane to share her knowledge with us. Dr. Rupali Memane.
Thank you so much, sir. I express my gratitude for RV College Arts, Commerce and Science. My heart full of thanks to Principal Sir, Dr. Verulkar Sir, then Dr. Amar Sote Sir, Head of the Department, Computer Science, and Shailesh Khandare Sir, Assistant Professor, Arts, Commerce and Science, RV. I welcome all the attendees and the participants to this one-day webinar on national education policies. Today, I will be talking on the role of ICT in the new education policy. I will just start sharing my screen. Just let me know if you can see the screen. So the screen is visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Please carry on.
So I'll be talking on the role of ICT in the new education policies. Now, basically, before starting with ICT, let us understand what actually you mean by ICT. So here's a small video clip which I'd like to share with you, which elaborates and explains the ICT. I'm just playing the video. So this small video will explain you what actually is ICT.
सर मी बहुत ऑफ थँक्स वर्ड दिले मला टेन्शन
त्याला कारण मी तुला पहिलेच म्हणलं खाली दुकानात
तुम्ही
Introducing how to. Fine. Hope this video has tried to explain what actually is mean by ICT. Now let us see what is ICT. Now ICT is a broader term. So it basically means I for information, then is communication, and then is technology. So whatever information we have, when we try to express it or explain to it on a wider platform, we try to communicate it with the help of technology. That will be termed as your information, communication, and technology. In short, your ICT. So it will have a transfer of information on the internet with using cell phones, computers, software, the middleware. We can also have video conferencing. Like here, I'm sitting at Pune. We have participants all across Maharashtra, and I'm conducting this webinar for RV College Wardha. So this is through video conferencing, which we are trying to share and express our knowledge. We are trying to gain knowledge on the video conferencing. Then we can even have social networking. Nowadays, we see the social networking platforms, your Facebook, your Insta, your WhatsApp, Twitter. All this will help you. Now, we have been sharing this link or this flyers through all this social media network, through which we are getting the participants and the attendance for this webinar. We also have some other media applications and services. Nowadays, we have ebooks. So initially, the reference books or the textbooks which the students were having to read, now we have it through ebook. We have a concept called as Kindle. We read through PDF. Now, because of this COVID-19, taking our lectures face to face, conducting the lectures live in the classroom is become difficult. So this platform or the ICT has helped us to share our knowledge or conduct the sessions online with our students. So there we share the PDF books, we share our PPTs, we can share our videos which we have recorded. So that is the media or the media applications, and trying to transfer our knowledge by using the electronic textbooks. We can even have distance learning program like the way we have with the students are at remote places, but they try to attend your lectures through the distance learning programs. We can even chat through WhatsApp. We can do emailing, we can send mails, we can send our assessment, we can send our assignments through mails, and also everything will be included in this platform called as ICT. So giving you the brief idea about ICT. Now, how this ICT is going to help in our education fraternity. Now, basically, ICT will play a very important role when you're trying to teach the students, when you're trying to evaluate the student. It is going to be the storehouse of the educational institution, as all the educational information, all the lectures of the teachers, the ebooks, the other material, study material which we have on the Google or on the net, we are going to store it and share it with our students. So the teacher is going to play a very important role when they have to communicate it with their students. So the communication of the teachers with their students can be happen through this platform of ICT. So teacher's role is basically a role of a bridge, which is going to bring a gap between the teacher and the student, so that the students are not losing any information, not losing any classes during this pandemic also. So here, now let's see how the future classroom is going to be, or how it has started to begin even in India. So looking at this video, the technology of the future classroom.
In my experience, and I think I speak for a lot of teachers, students, they learn better when they're interested in something and when they think that it's fun. And I think that that's what Snowflake Multi-Teach brings. It's this game aspect, this game feeling of the lessons, for instance.
Om jag gör någonting, ett spel av det, så det blir interaktivt, så att det blir likt ett spel som man gör hemma, då blir det mycket roligare.
So if the students think it's fun to play a lesson, then the information in the lesson is more likely to stick.
De kan göra det flera gånger, de kan till och med önska att göra det.
It helps them create the content that they need exactly for their purposes. But then the content team in Nytech, we're teachers as well, and we make sure to create content that other teachers then can find and they can download it. So it's really fast and it's really easy to find a great lesson online. We have many lessons.
Jag tänker mest på vad de lär sig bäst av. Och det är det här när de ska dra och släppa. Det gillar de. Och det lär de sig också av. Det finns jättemycket program som man kan köpa. Ingen av dem har dra och släpp. Många andra har klickat på det sådär. Just dra och släpp har jag velat ha. Och det finns.
Using technology in the classroom is still kind of a big deal for a lot of teachers. They think that it can be scary or that it takes a long time to learn how to use it. So that's why it's crucial for us to meet the teachers and show them that there's not scary about using
Jag är taggade. De tycker det är jättekul. Spelar nästan ingen roll vad jag gör.
So we have seen in this video how the technology or the future classrooms are going to be. Now, it is not that it is only going to go international. Now, in India also, we could have such type of classrooms. And we have our very own teacher, Ranjit Singh Disley sir, who is a proud owner of this global teacher. He has made it a point, or he has achieved that teacher prize. So even international market, we can see that our own very own teacher has presented or given the virtual lectures through the QR code scanning. So this was the first step when we had started with this ICT technology, and we can see that the teachers or the professors, even from the remote villages, have started practicing ICT, and it is going to come in the new education policy. According to the new education policy, which was drafted and launched in April 2020, the draft which was there in the last year, it has now started. And during this pandemic, it has given us this opportunity that we could implement and integrate the ICT at a very early age in this pandemic situation. Now, coming to the national education policy. Now, as Dr. Amar Sote sir said that it was replaced after 34-year-old national policy, initially which was drafted in 1986. And here we now have the new education policy of 2020. Dr. Principal Verulekar sir has explained us what actually is the new education policy, the vision of that. So it was approved by the Union Cabinet and has a revolutionary reforms in the education paradigm. The education system of a country is a true indicator of the economic strength and the reforms. It will help India break into three economies of the world in the next 10 coming years. So education becomes the very important part as it is in the strengthening of the economy of any country, as it plays a part in creating the future generations. So let it be the education in school, in colleges, in graduation, PhDs and masters, anywhere, education plays a very important role. And teachers, on that hand, have to play a very important role because they have to bridge this gap and inculcate the ICT or integrate that ICT in the education. So now let us see what is NEP and how ICT is going to help in that. Now it is important to note that education is not a destination, it is a continuous process. We are continuously learning so and so. We cannot say that I have stopped my education and I have finished my study. No, we are in a continuous process. Each and every day we try to learn new things. So it becomes a continuous process, and in this journey we have to keep on upgrading our knowledge through net, through books, through guides, through webinars, seminars, everything. And the recognition of the important life skills, which are a long overdue. The NEP has given more emphasis in developing these life skills during the educational process. Now, education not necessarily mean the academic education, which we impart to the students, but we also give importance to the life skills, which they will be learning during this continuous process in education. And here, as I said, the teachers play a very important and integral part of the education system. And if the teachers are not trained properly on this ICT, or if the teachers are not well aware of the ICT, then it will be difficult for them to implement and teach the students, and it will be difficult to improve the quality of education. So NEP has implemented or has got some ideas or have got some key points with which they are going to train the teachers and try to implement the ICT in the new education policy and the role of ICT in the education. So based on this, now this policy, when it was drafted or when it was initialized, but the pandemic and COVID-19 gave us a chance that we could implement at a very early stage and within a very short span of time. Now, based on this, as Shailesh Khandare sir has said, that we have got this. Now, it was a challenge for us to train our teachers, to train our students. Now, as I had some basic experience of web designing or multimedia, I started conducting classes online for the student. Then when my colleagues in college found it difficult, they asked me for help. Ma'am, can you just explain us how to conduct classes and all? So I found out that teachers are finding it very difficult. It is a challenge for them to go to the students and share their knowledge, and syllabus completion, university exam, everything had to be taken on time. So we started an initiative. It was totally free of cost. We, a team of 3 teachers, we conducted webinars at various colleges all across India, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, Gujarat, then Bilaspur, everywhere. And we have, to our credit, 11,000 teachers who have been trained on this online learning and teaching, where we taught them the web tools. So basically, how do you conduct the meeting? Because that was the initial part when the teacher has to take the classes of the student. So how do you use the Zoom platform? How do you use the Google Meet? How do you use the Microsoft Teams and all? So starting from that, then how do you create your presentation? How do you create attractive presentation? How do you create Google Classroom? Then assess the student based on their Google apps, other things, everything was taught in that. Then even recording of the lectures, how do you record the lectures, how do you share it in the lectures? So maybe when the student is absent, or if the student want to revise the session, how do you record it and upload it on the? So the entire thing was conducted or taught in those online teaching and learning for the student, for the teachers. So then basically the new education policies campaign is to make digital India. So the digital India campaign. Now, basically, India is a global leader in information and computer technology, and in the other cutting edge to be at a space. So, Digital India campaign is nothing but to transform the entire nation into the digitally empowered society and a knowledge economy. So we have to make the knowledge, or we have to share our knowledge not only to India or not only to the entire nation, we try to share it across the world. Now, while education plays a very important role in this transformation, technology will come into the picture, and it will play a very important role when we have to improve our educational process, when we have to improve the outcomes, when we have to give the inputs to the students, when we have to grab the knowledge. And that's what Ranjit Singh Disley had shared it, that the knowledge which he had, he tried to share it across the nation, across the globe. And he has got students internationally also, so they can at the pace of their time, at the workplace, at their places, at their homes, they can attend his lectures globally. So this is what the Digital India campaign is going to be. And the relationship between the technology and the education is going to be bi-directional. We are going to have a, a relation between the old system, between the textbooks and the new or the ebooks, or how are we going to wound this relationship is going to be where the teacher is going to play the role. Now, coming further, we will see, as already discussed, what is the vision of the national education policies. So basically, the first point is global knowledge superpower. So envisioning an education system which will contribute directly in transforming the India, that is a Bharat, into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high quality education, thereby giving a global knowledge superpower. So knowledge is not going to be state-wise, nation-wise, it is going to go globally. It is going to be, we can attend lectures from international faculties, we can see the sessions or the webinars which are conducted outside India through this ICT program. Then second point is the curriculum and pedagogy of our institution must develop among the students, not only academically, but a deep sense of respect towards the fundamental duties and the constitutional values, and binding a country and the consciousness awareness of one's roles and responsibility. So not only academic, as I said, we need to develop the life skills, soft skills also. We need to develop a sense of respect for our constitution and for the fundamental rights and the duties, and which is going to create the consciousness among them. Then the next point is a deep rooted pride of being an Indian, not only by saying it I am an Indian, but by showing it in spiritually, intellectually, within its deeds, and developing the knowledge which is deep rooted inside him, which is going to be with him through his lifelong journey of the continuous education. So then we come what actually NEP is going to do. So NEP has formed a forum, that is the National Education Technology Forum, NETF, which will be created. The basic aim it is to provide a platform of free exchange of ideas on the use of technology, which is going to help or enhance the learning, administration at both the school as well as the higher education. So the NETF is going to work as a platform wherein the teachers and the students are going to share and exchange their ideas and views. The main aim is going to facilitate the decision making based on induction, deployment, and how the technology is going to be used, and it will provide a leadership to the education institutions, also to the state government and the national government, as well as to the stakeholders. The latest technology of knowledge, research, as well as opportunities will be to consult and share the best practices. So this is going to be the main aim of the autonomous body, the NETF. Now, these are the functions with the NETF will be functioning. Basically, to provide the independent evidence-based advice giving to the state as well as the central government on the technology-based interventions. What are the new technologies in the market? What is the current IT trends? What are the new inventions or the new implementations we can do in the education. Then second will be to build an intellectual and institutional capacities in the educational technology. Then also to envision the strategic thrust areas in the domain and to articulate new directions for research and innovation. So your research and innovation is going to play a very important part, because every now and then we need to find out new solution, a new research, a new invention, so that we can try to improve and try to share our knowledge with latest and recent trends in the information technology, and try to share it with the students. So that basic functions we can have it through the NETF. Now, these are some important aspects with the NEP is having in the ICT. Now, teaching, learning or the e-content will continue to be developed by the states as well as all the regional language. So not only in English, the NEP, according to new education policy, the basic knowledge will be taught to the students in their regional languages, in their mother tongue. So the teaching, learning, e-content also will be developed by the states in their regional languages, and also by the NCRT, the NIOS, the CBSE, the CIT, and the other institution, the education bodies, and it will be uploaded on the Diksha platform. So Diksha platform will help the students to gain that knowledge in their own language, in their own mother tongue, which will be developed by these boards. Then other aspect is the university will aim to offer the PhD and the master's program in the latest technology, as we were saying, that is a machine learning and the AI. AI is your artificial intelligence. Now, as ICT is going to play an important role, machine learning and artificial intelligence are the latest trends which have to be implemented in all the industries, like your healthcare, your agriculture, your law, and this and in your education. So that will be aimed at. Then in school, the study of the current affairs and the ethical issues will include a discussion on the disruptive technologies, which will be identified by the MHRD as well as the NETF. So the current affairs and the latest affairs, what are the ethical issues, what is the cyber security, what is the tracking, everything will be discussed and with on the disruptive technologies. Now, coming on, what actually we mean by online and digital education. So how are we going to achieve this, or what are the strategies we are going to have? So first is ensuring equitable use of technology. Now the NEP will call for carefully designed and appropriately scaled pilot studies which will work and which will judge the benefits of online and the digital education. So some pilot standards will be there. What will be the achievement, what has been achieved, what are the drawbacks, what are the pros, what are the cons, everything will be studied based on this pilot studies. Then teacher will be given suitable training and development to become online educators. We all teachers are very well experienced. We have I mean, most of the teachers who are senior teachers, they have experience of more than 40 plus 50 plus experiences, but basically only because they're not able to give the knowledge online, they are not well versed with the technology, they are not able to share their expertise. So teachers will be imparted training, and how do you develop the online educators. Then once we have taught them, we need to assess them. So the online assessment also will be given a different approach, wherein the unethical practices, that is copying, wherein how do you place in cameras, how the exams will be conducted, all those practices will be taught to the teachers. Then the types of courses. Now every time conducting online lectures is not possible. Now we as computer teachers, we find that now my subject was Java, so I could conduct the lectures, but then how do I conduct the practical? It become difficult. Now when we conduct the practicals in college, we go to the students, find out their errors, find out the debugging, and then try to explain them. But conducting all those sessions digitally or through online was a big issue. So how do we try to solve that? So we will, I mean, the technology will help to overcome that partial extent, and will try to have some innovative measures. Then we have the online compilers, through which we can explain the student how do you compile the programs, how do you share the program, how do you create the projects, how do you present it. And the students, we have seen that during the last exam, they have very well express their views or express their ideas, and they have tried to get good marks through that online examination also. Then we'll see what are the emergence of the digital technologies and what will be the policy recommendations or the key initiatives of the NEP in the ICT. So first is pilot studies, as we have already discussed, for online education, which will be given by the NETF, NIOS, IGNOU, IITs and NITs. They will be identified and they are going to conduct a series of pilot studies through which they will be trying to find out the pros and the cons and then try to improvise on that. Then second is we need to create a digital infrastructure. Now to work on all these ICT technologies, we need to have the infrastructure. So infrastructure in the sense we need to have a well-equipped lab, a well-equipped network connection, a good bandwidth and all this. So basically a public digital infrastructure has to be created in the institutions. Then we need to have some online teaching platform tools. Now we already have Swayam and Diksha, but those will be more used and implemented now. So initially when we would have to attend physically the orientation, the refresher program, now we can attend it through the Swayam platforms. Then how do you create the content? How do you store the content? And how do you disseminate your content? So all this will be the key initiatives in the new policy. Then moving further, it will also address the digital divide. Now, every now and then, working on network or through web or through video conferencing is not allowed. In some remote places where internet is not there, yes, but there are radios there, there are televisions there. So all these sessions which we have recorded or all the e-content which are developed by experienced teachers can be shared through televisions, through radios, and the community or the local radios will be there, which will be telecast and broadcast. Now, this lesson tried to have the same thing. He targeted the local online cable operators, and whatever sessions were there, he tried to share it through the local cable network so that students could get benefit of his online session. The next important is your virtual labs. So it is a possibility of providing adequate access to the SEDG. SEDG is a socially, economically disadvantaged group. So those people who are economically, financially economic, so we will do, I mean, the NEP will be providing them with the tablets or the preloaded content, which will be considered and which will be developed by these boards, which you have already seen, and it will be shared with the students. Then training and incentives for the teachers. So teachers will have to undergo rigorous training in the learner-centric pedagogy to become highly quality online content creators to perform teaching platforms online by using the latest tool and the platform. What is Swayam? What is Diksha? How do you conduct the video conferencing? How do you record the lectures and all that? So that training will be given to the teachers along with the incentive. Then online assessment and examination. So the National Assessment Center or the PARAK school boards NTE will be identified who will design and implement the assessment patterns. How do you take the exams online? How are you going to conduct through the Google Classroom or through the questionnaires or through other platforms which the universities are giving? Then it is going to also be a blending mode of learning. Everything cannot be go online because now after a few months the colleges also are going to start, the institutions, schools are going to reopen. So there we need to interact with the students face to face also. So there has to be a blending or a combination of the basic or the preliminary education and the digital education, and it has to be a blending mode of both the learning. Then the NTF is also going to lay down some standards based on which the quality of the education, the quality of the teaching, the quality of the e-content is going to be judged. And based on that standards, the pedagogy, the content and the technology is going to be set up. And it is going to be checked by the NETF. Then the next important concept will be a digital unit. So it is going to create a dedicated unit called as digital unit for building the world-class digital infrastructure, educational digital content, and the capacity. Now, a technology in education is a journey, as we have already discussed, and we need to implement it, or we need to grow through that destination or go through that journey again and again and try to improvise our teaching, try to improvise our content. So a dedicated unit will be given for this purpose, which will build the infrastructure, the digital content, and the capacity building, which will be created in the ministry, which is going to look after the e-education needs of both the school and the higher education, as well as in the UG and the PG levels. Now, this technology is basically going to revolve around the need specialties, which will deliver high quality e-learning, a vibrant ecosystem, which is also going to encourage and create solutions which will not only solve India's challenges of scale, diversity, and equity, but also evolve in keeping with the rapid changes in technology, whose half-life reduces with each passing year. So every now and then, when the syllabus or the academics changes, then we need to kill. Now, multiple universities has got diverse subjects or syllabus. So this particular technology or the digital unit is going to emphasize and create a standardized or a rapid change in the technology, which is going to keep up to the standards which have been laid down by the NET. Now, the center will also therefore consist of expert in all these on the field. So every team or the unit which is going to be, it will be comprised of the teachers who are expert in their specialization. So educational academicians, then the content, e-content developers like your multimedia, this faculties or the developers who are well versed in creating this content, and then the teachers or the administrative staff and the assessment staff and e-governance. So the center will be comprised of all the experts in the various fields from this field: administration, education, educational technology, digital pedagogy and assessment, and also e-governance. Now, I hope I have tried to cover up most of the points of ICT in NEP. For this particular session, I have taken references from the education.government, the NEP final file, and then some video links and the learning portal. So these are the reference files. Now, every now and then, when we have to deliver the lectures, now when we would deliver the lectures in class, only the students and the teachers and the institution stakeholders would be there. But now, if your content or your video is going to go online, when you're using any content, the images which I have used, the videos which I have used, the study material which I have used, I need to give a proper reference of that, so that I do not violate the plagiarisms. I cannot just copy paste and paste every content of each and any author or any author internationally. I need to give proper guidance. So the same way, like your research papers, you need to give references at the end of your sessions. So with this, I complete my lecture or the session. I hope you all enjoyed and it was not very boring. So I thank you. I thank you once again to all the dignitaries present over here, Principal Sir, Dr. Amar Sote Sir, and Dr. Shailesh Khandare Sir. Thank you, sir. I stop sharing my screen now.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for the enlightenment. I'm sure that the participants have learned so much from your excellent talk. Once again, thank you, madam. Now, it's time to invite our second speaker, Professor Satish Kumar Meghwad, sir. But before that, with the great pleasure, I would like to give a brief introduction of our guest. Mr. Satish Kumar Meghwad is currently working as an assistant professor at School of Computational Science, Swami Ramananda Tirth, Marathwada University, Nanded. His area of interest are computer network, data mining, data science, and computer programming. He is graduate of ITM College, Nanded, and postgraduate of Jayavant Institute of Computer Application, Pune, affiliated to Savitribai Phule, Pune University. Before joining SRTM University in 2010, he worked with the industry as a technical assistant in Nashik and as a programmer in Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Marathwada University, Aurangabad. Since November 2010, he has been associated with SRTM University. Till date, he has more than 10 publications on his account, including reputed Springer and IEEE publications, journal, book, chapter, conference proceeding. He has assisted Dr. Pawan Lingar, professor at St. Mary University, Halifax, Canada, during his stay at India and work on mobile phone mining. Their collective work got best paper recognition at 5th May 2011 International Conference conducted by University of Hyderabad. He also has few book chapter in Springer lecture notes on computer science series. Beside teaching, Professor Satish Kumar Mekwad has served SRTM University Nanded in many respects and assist university administration by working on various committee programs and functions. After giving a brief introduction of Satish Kumar Mekwad, I must say that we are privileged to have him with us as a speaker. So without much ado, I invite Professor Satish Kumar Mekwad to enlighten us with his speech. Professor Satish Kumar Mekwad, Assistant Professor, School of Computational Science, Nanded. Sir.
Thank you, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Please carry on.
First of all, thanks for introducing myself, and thanks to RV College and all the dignitaries and all the participants for giving me this opportunity to give a small talk on the role of a teacher in new education policy 2020. So I will start sharing my screen. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please carry on, sir. Sir, please carry on. Record,
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay. So already, Madam and Gurukar sir have already introduced new education policy briefly, but still I will give you a short introduction. Recently, the Union Cabinet in July 29, 2020 has approved this new education policy, which replaced the old policy on education of 1986, which was again modified in 1992, which is appropriately dealt with the policy. And again in 2009, the Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education Act was introduced in previous policy. So to new education policy 2020 has vision like national education policy envisions an Indian-centric education system that contributes directly to transforming our nation sustainably into an equitable and vibrant knowledge society by providing high-quality education to all. So what this tells us is they have modified as per the document, they have modified almost made a lot of changes in imparting the knowledge by teacher to the student. NP is divided into four parts. First one is school education, second one is higher education, and other key areas of focus. Making part four is making it happen. This all the slides are prepared from National Education Policy document. So I will be concentrating on higher education, and in that, these are the problems that we have facing in this existing education policy. So first problem was the severely fragmented higher educational ecosystem. Then another is less emphasis on development of cognitive skills and learning outcomes early. Third one is rigid separation of what these says that we have a lot of problems. Students don't hello. Students don't get what they interested of. They have to follow all the standards through whatever universities or colleges has to compulsorily told them to do. Okay, we always used to follow classroom teaching compulsorily. If they want some subjects from other faculties, then that has to be overcome in this new education policy. And fourth one is limited access, particularly in socio-economical disadvantaged areas with few higher education institutes that teach in local languages. That means teaching in local language will be beneficial for the regional students. Our basic problem is we have to learn a third language. As we all know, our medium of teaching in science and technology, management, professional education is English. So student has to learn first English language and then acquire the knowledge. Limited teacher and institutional autonomy. There was a limitation on the autonomy how higher education institutions work. Inadequate mechanism for merit-based career management and progression of faculty and institutional leaders. A lesser emphasis on research at most universities and colleges and lack of competitive peer-reviewed research funding across disciplines. Then suboptimal governance and leadership of higher education institutions, and effective regulatory system, and large affiliated universities resulting in low standards of undergraduate education. So how these problems are overcome in new education policy that we will see. This policy envisions a complete overall and re-energizing
Sir, your voice is
higher
not reaching.
education system to overcome these challenges and thereby deliver high quality higher education with equity and inclusion. The policy's vision includes the following changes to the current system. First vision is moving towards higher education system consisting of large multidisciplinary universities and colleges with at least one in or near every district and with more higher education institutes across India that offer medium of instructions or programs in local Indian language. So, as I said, imparting knowledge through regional languages, whatever languages we have, is
You are muted. Sir, please unmute yourself.
different courses from different faculties at the same time, moving towards faculty and institutional autonomy, faculties will get individual
आता आणून दिले का तेव्हा
hello hello
Please, sir.
am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Make your word, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Please carry on.
Revamp. Next is revamping curriculum pedagogy, assessment, and student support for enhanced student experience. The method we use to teach in our classroom is now in this education policy is totally up to teachers, which should be student oriented, student centric. Means if particular subject needs practicals more than theory, then teacher has to decide. So this decision or this independence is given to the teachers in new education policy. Reaffirming the integrity of faculty and institutional leadership positions through merit appointments and career progression based on teaching, research, and service. For various progressions, a teacher is given who then for his advancement, personal advancement like promotions, gas, whatever, on the basis of merits, whatever research paper, whatever projects, on the basis of these things, the accelerated promotions has mentioned establishment of National Research Foundation to fund outstanding peer-reviewed research and proactive research in universities and colleges. This is another beneficial thing that already, as we know, there is BSc, ICSR, these are different organizations who fund for research in different colleges and universities. So, in new policy, National Research Foundation is mentioned, which will look after all these things. Governance of higher education institutions by high qualified independent boards having academic and administrative autonomy, and light but tight regulation by single regulator for higher education. And last vision is increased access, equity, and inclusion through a range of measures, including greater opportunities for outstanding public education, scholarships by private philanthropic universities for disadvantaged and underprivileged students, and online education and distance learning and all infrastructure learning materials accessible and available to learners with disabilities. These are the visions which new education policy has. So as far as higher education institutes are concerned, we have to follow these visions and act upon these to impart the knowledge to our students. So, as per the new education policy, which is 30th point of NEP 2020, motivated, energized, and capable faculty, that's teacher, that's us, following initiatives to achieve the best motivated and capable faculties in higher educational institutions. Every classroom shall have access to the latest educational technology that enables better learning experiences. As mentioned by Madam, ICT is one of the tools we have to use and get acquainted with all the technical aspects of ICT in imparting the knowledge, how to use different technologies. Nowadays, we are using a lot of those technologies. And as you all know, we are currently doing this webinar on Zoom. These are the different ICT platforms should be given to every teacher in every classroom for that particular higher education institution. For teachers, teaching duties also will not be excessive and student-teacher ratio not too high. So this is another beneficial thing that sometimes we get a lot of responsibilities at the time of working in a higher education institutions. Like at the same time, we have to conduct a lecture. At the same time, we have to look after the examination work. At the same time, we have to look after our personal development, like attending webinars, like attending workshops, and again look after the students for lectures, conducting lectures. Okay. Then another thing is when you are appointed as a assistant professor lecturer, you are not transferable to another institutions. Means after getting a lot of experience, that is a 4 years, 5 years, whatever experience, if you are transferred to another institution, another area, to get acquainted with locals in that particular area, it is difficult. It will take some time. So once you get appointed in particular college, you will be there for your whole lifetime. Then freedom to design their own curricular and pedagogical approaches within the approved framework. This is the very, I personally feel, is important part of this new policy. We have the freedom to develop our own curricular and pedagogical approach. That means the method we are using to impart knowledge of any subject is up to us, whatever method we are using, whether classroom teaching, whether surveys, whether industrial visit, as far as professional education is concerned, and that too within approved framework, which is given by your institution, your university. Excellence will be further incentivized. If your performance is excellent throughout the promotion period, it will be incentivized. That means you will get accelerated promotions, you will get increments, you will be entitled to other benefits as well. NEP has also mentioned to implement these new education policy, as government has to follow these steps. First step is earmark suitable government funds for the education of SEDGs. Set clear target for higher gross enrollment ratio for SCGs, enhance gender balance in admission to higher education institutions, enhance access by establishing more high quality HEIs in aspirational districts and special education zones containing large number of SCGs. Special education zones means like in our area, in our district, and in Hingoli, New Model Degree College, and in Nanded, University, there is Uttamra Rathod, new colleges given by the government to the university. They are run by university. Then develop and support high quality higher education institutes that teach in local Indian language or bilingual. Provide more financial assistance and scholarships to SCGs in both public and private higher education institutes. Conduct outreach programs on higher education opportunities and scholarships among SCGs. Develop and support technology tools for better participation and learning outcomes. Steps to be taken by all higher education institutes. These are the steps for your reference. You can refer higher education policy document. It is given in that. So we have to go through the document as well. I personally feel that imparting knowledge to the students in this new policy, it is mentioned that make the students aware with out-of-box thinking, vocational education, skill-based education, what these things are. The students from rural background doesn't aware, and they come to the regular whatever our traditional courses are there, and they want to get admission to the traditional courses. Skill-based and vocational courses, many of students are not aware with those. So it is our responsibility to make students aware with these new upcoming courses for their improvement. So this is all about role of a teacher in new education policy. Thank you for patient listening, and thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, enlightening us. And all the participants are satisfied with sir talk. Thank you very much, sir. Now it's time for question and answer session. Participant, please ask your question directly to the panelist. Participant, please.
To ask question, please raise your hand or put your question in question and answer section or in chat box.
No one can interrupt us. Yes. Participant, please ask your question. Ma'am, I have one question.
Yes, sir.
You explain properly how ICT help us in our education policy. But if we have any challenge or any problem occur during the new era of education, how can we face it?
Problem in the sense creation of e-content, you mean to say, or sharing of e-content? What actually you want to say?
Sharing e-content.
Okay, so suppose you have already created your e-content and you like to share it. So for sharing, we use Google Classrooms. So through Google Classroom, you can share the session with the students, and you have an assessment process also in the Google Classroom, through which you can assess and give marks also to that student. And then you come to know what student. So initially, like in the previous physical classes, when the student submitted the assignment, we would give marks. But now, because of this online digital, if the students do late submission, then we can give the marks or grade him accordingly, because the time is sent there. So student cannot say, "Nahi, I have already submitted," and all. So you can have timely assignments due to this digital platform. So Google platform, Google Classroom is basically now widely used through all the education institutes for sharing of knowledges and all. And some faculties are also created their YouTube channels through which they share their recorded videos.
Thank you, ma'am.
I myself have created some Java lectures or some YouTube channels, sir. So which I share it with the students, and not only to my college students, but other students also, or other colleges also. They can see the sessions over there, because the link is given and the link is been shared. So I have, so through this platform we can have a wider range of students, or our knowledge can be shared to a wider area.
Okay, ma'am. Madam,
Yes,
can
sir.
we create a new platform for the ICT?
A new platform in the sense, sir, as I said, I have already created Knowledge, which is a new platform through which basically I try to conduct this online session. I try to conduct interviews. I try to conduct this, like how this webinar has been created. This has been created for a college. So suppose I have a new topic, which is the latest now, which is not there in the syllabus, or which I want to share. I have got an expertise or industry expert. So we can have it through that platform. We can create a video conferencing. We can have that session live, and then other participants or the attendees who are interested in conducting or doing that session can very well take use of that platform. So Noise is one platform, sir, which I have done. On that platform, we have conducted sessions for homeopathy for use, wherein some doctors come and expertise their knowledge, or we have some RTI session which was shared by an RTI expert in Pune. And we have other sessions also, like articulate software was there. Then how do you design, like how do you design attractive PowerPoint presentations, or how do you create your own YouTube channel, and one, how do you create your website using WordPress. Those sessions were also conducted through that platform. So we can individually also create our platforms, which can be locally for us or locally for our institution.
My question, one question. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
In this pandemic situation, our teacher are engaging online classes.
Yes, sir.
Side by side, evaluation is also important. So we make evaluation through either WhatsApp or Google Classroom or something else. But these medias are not so foolproof to stop the malpractices by the students. Even our university have also conducted online examination. Those students who were having 43% in BA first year or BSc first year or BCom first year, they have got 94%. So can you suggest any foolproof ICT tools to evaluate students?
Yes, sir. There are some online tools coming up now. Nowadays, even the developers are coming up with new the Classmark or the Tickmark softwares. I will share you the links of these applications, wherein you have a timely and you have to conduct the exams. I mean, basically to avoid these unethical practices, those softwares were developed. I will later on surely share it with you through mail, and then you can use it. Classmark is one of that application which we use. Yes, Classmark. And some other applications also, but nowadays university has given us their own assessment tool, so we use that. But there are some other private online exam conduction, like how we have those online certification, we have Java certification. So similar type of applications are available in the market, which we can surely use in for a assessment of our students. Because if we have to go in for university has their own application, so we cannot interrupt and include our assessment tools there. But for internal evaluation, yes, we can.
Internal evaluation, for internal
Yeah,
evaluation
internal
especially.
evaluation, yes sir, I will share you the some applications which you can surely use it, so we can have a proper assessment tool.
Okay.
Yes.
Sir, thank you, ma'am. So I have one question, ma'am.
Yes sir.
This is about the theory, ma'am. But what's about the practical? If we have from practical bit, so what type of problem or how can we face this such problem?
Yes, sir. Now, as I told in my session also, and I myself am a Java programming faculty, now we need to conduct practicals, and taking practicals online is difficult. So we have some compilers, online compilers, through which now here, like the way we did share screening, and we try to explain it. So online Java compilers, you can share your showing the student by typing the program and executing it. So once you have conducted the practical online through the compiler, then you can ask the students to share their screen and show them by executing their programs. So any programs they can have, they can try to execute. Now here one problem might arise, that student can copy paste it from the net and try to execute it. So you can ask the student to write down the program. You can ask him to switch on his camera. He will write down on the notebook the steps what he thinks, and then ask him to same way do it, type it practically online, and then you can see his execution. We conduct, and for projects also he can share the screen. Now for a project exam, when we had to conduct a project exam for our online, so what we did, we asked the students to create the video of the application which he is doing, because when we have to go in for interviews also, I being the training placement officer, when I have to send my student for interview, so the interviews also were done online. So student presented their projects online by sharing the screen and explaining the project, by sharing the user interface and what was the backend or not. So same way they show it to you on the laptop physically, they will share it on the screen and show it to you the projects or their programs.
Ma'am, there is one question from a participant. How can we conduct
Yes, sir.
chemistry? Madam, can I audible?
It's chemistry practical online.
Yeah, ma'am.
Vinay sir, chemistry. Yeah, Vinay sir, chemistry practical. Now I am not a chemistry practical, but still I'll try to give you a solution maybe. Now chemistry practical, you said they have to chemical reaction, you have to do in practice. So only thing is what you can do. Some teachers nowadays they go to the lab, so you can do the practical yourself. You can video record that practical, and then you can share that video to your students, right? So that way you have a video recording, and when then they are physically in the college, when they try to attend the practical, then you can show the same video, and they can try to check those video and do the practical online. Because chemistry lab we have it in the college, so teacher is able to demonstrate it, but the students are not able to do it at their place. So for chemistry practical or physics practical or electronics practical, they need to come attend physically in the college when the COVID-19 of the when the college restarts. But when you have to show it, you can show them through the lab. You can record it and share them the link. I hope, sir, I have tried to resolve your query or try to solve your answer. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Yes, sir.
Can I answer this? The chemistry practical question?
Sir, I have a question for you. Sir, what kind of ICT tools are using in your university campus, sir? What kind of ICT tools are you using in your campus, university campus?
We also use this Zoom for conducting online classes and Google Classroom for posting the practical assignment to do these practicals and assignment by their by students at their own. Okay, but for this previous question, as Madam said, conducting how can we conduct chemistry practical online? So for that, I have one suggestion. Can I share the screen? I will show directly.
Sir, you can.
Yes, sir.
Is it visible?
Yeah, sir.
Ministry of Education under the National Mission on Education through ICT. This is the website relab.co.in. Okay, so this is developed by Ministry of Education and by with the help of IIT. They have broad areas of virtual labs, electronics and communication, computer science,
Sir, mute
engineering,
the-
mechanical engineering, chemical engineering, chemical sciences, physical sciences. So for chemical sciences, they have the simulations, so students can do their chemical experiments with the help of this. So I think this will be help for the students if they follow the instruction and register themselves. So as we are the nodal institute in our region, so me and my colleague are coordinators and co-coordinators. We are looking after this, and colleges can enroll to this website and develop their lab. Here you can see new lab development, become nodal center, participant institute. So as a participant institute, you can enroll yourself to the this virtual lab environment. So this will be helpful for chemistry and physical sciences, civil engineering, biotechnology, etc. Okay, sir.
Hello,
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Sir,
uh, sir, can you some demonstrate some using this tool? Can you demonstrate?
Using this tool,
Ah, yeah, sir.
just go to computer science and engineering. These are the labs which are created by various colleges. Basics of HTML lab, which is developed by IIT Delhi. Soft computing tools in engineering lab, developed by IIT Kharagpur, problem solving lab, etc. Okay, so just go to this. For practical sessions, it is given introduction, then objective, list of experiments, introduction to HTML, and the aim, then theory, then pre-test. Student has to submit this piece, then procedure. Student has to run this thing, follow this, and then simulation is there. Here it is given. Student has to write code in this section, and he or she will get the result as well. Here itself. Then post test. After completing the experiment, there is another test and references and feedback. These are the references. Student has to give the feedback for this particular experiment, what they have done in this and how it is useful, beneficial, etc. etc. Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, there is a question for ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes, sir.
nowadays a lot of tutorial websites are there. Which platform is good for teaching a new skill in computer science students? For computer science students, which platform is good for learning a new languages or new platform?
Nowadays, initially now you have the W3 schools, which gives you all the programming language. Now, as sir had showed the virtual lab, even there you have the lessons, you have the quizzes, you have the practice session. So W3 school gives you most of the programming languages. Apart from that, you have EduX platform. Then you have Udemy, Coursera, which offers you some free online courses. And they also give you online certifications if you pay some charges for that. And Udemy, you can even create your own course. So suppose you are into developing, you as a teacher, you have got an expertise, you can even create your own course. Like, so suppose I want to create a course of web design development wherein I want to put it. Now, according to the university syllabus, we just have HTML, CSS. But in the industry, when you go, you have Bootstrap, you have UI, UX developers, so that you can create a small course, and that also you can upload it on Coursera or Udemy or even Bijous. So similar courses can be developed by the faculties and uploaded on the platform. Otherwise, these platforms which are already there are very good, and students can take good advantage of that, because they give you practicals also. You can see the results, you can solve the quizzes, you can get the examples, and you can even score it. You can retake the quiz and try to bring your knowledge also according.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, what's about the language? There is a one question with in subject of Marathi. भाषिक
भाषिक संशोधनाचे.
संशोधनामध्ये ICT किंवा कम्प्युटरचा वापर कसा होतो आणि कितपत होतो? हा प्रश्न आहे.
तर भाषिक संशोधन म्हणजे तुम्हाला जर काही रिसर्च वगैरे म्हणायचं असेल, किंवा एखाद्या भाषेचा रिसर्च तुम्हाला करायचा असेल, तर तुम्ही रिसर्चसाठी गुगलवर जाऊन जुन्या काही ह्यांचे, कारण आता सगळं हल्ली गुगलवर असतं, तर तुम्ही जुने काही संशोधन रिसर्च पेपर, जुन्या काही यांचे रेफरन्सेस गुगलवरून सर्च करून, काही रेफरन्सेस घेऊन, रिपॉझिटरीमध्ये काही आपल्या आता लायब्ररीज सुद्धा आहेत ऑनलाईन, तर त्याच्यातून तुम्ही ह्याचा घेऊ शकता रेफरन्सेस, आणि त्याच्या आधारे तुम्ही तुमचा पेपर लिहू शकता. मे बी तो कसा प्रेझेंट करायचा, प्रेझेंटेशन स्किल्स तुम्ही शिकू शकता, किंवा थिसिस कशी करायचे, तर प्रोजेक्ट रिपोर्ट्स तुम्हाला ऑनलाईन रेफरन्स मिळू शकतात. तुम्हाला टायपिंग टूल्स पण गुगल देतो. म्हणजे आता मराठी पूर्वी आपल्याला समजा टाईप करायला लागायचं, तर टायपिंग स्लो असेल तर आपल्याला टायपिंगला वेळ लागतं, तर गुगल असिस्टंटनी तुम्ही व्हॉइस टायपिंगनी फक्त व्हॉइस केलं तर ऑटोमॅटिकली ते यूज करू शकता. म्हणजे तुमचं टायपिंग फास्ट होईल. त्याच्यात तुमचं स्पेल चेक असतं, किंवा क्विल पॅड आहे ज्याच्यात तुम्ही दुसऱ्या भाषेने मराठी कीबोर्डवर, कारण किती वेळा, बऱ्याच वेळा असं होतं की कीबोर्ड इंग्लिश आहे पण स्क्रिप्ट तुमची आहे, तर तो कीज पहिल्यांदा स्टिकर द्यायची. पण आता तसं न करता तुम्ही इंग्लिशमध्ये टाईप केला वर्ड की तसा क्विल पॅड तो मराठीत कन्वर्ट करतो. किंवा गुगलचं व्हॉइस टायपिंग आहे, ज्याच्याने तुम्ही फक्त ऑडिओ बोललात की मराठी लँग्वेज व्हॉइस टायपिंग तुम्हाला ज्या लँग्वेज मध्ये पाहिजे त्या लँग्वेज मध्ये तो ते व्हॉइस टायपिंग करतो आणि स्पेल चेक पण करतो. किंवा तुम्हाला त्या शब्दाबद्दल दुसरा काय शब्द घ्यायचा आहे, तसं जसं आपलं मायक्रोसॉफ्ट वर्ड आहे जे फक्त इंग्लिशमध्ये आहे, तसं गुगल डॉक्स तुम्हाला तुमच्या भाषेत ला रिलेटेड सगळं रेफरन्सेस तिथे देऊ शकतो. तर त्याच्यासाठी तुम्ही हा संशोधन म्हणजे करू शकता. आणि तुमच्या फाईल्स टाईप झाल्या की त्याचं डिझायनिंग वगैरे तुम्ही ऑनलाईन डिझायनिंग टूल किंवा पब्लिशर्स तुम्हाला हल्ली ऑनलाईन मिळतात, त्याच्यातर्फे पण तुम्ही ते पब्लिश करू शकता. की पब्लिशर पण तुम्हाला गाईड करतात कसा लेआउट पाहिजे. पब्लिशरचे काही मॅनेजमेंट सिस्टीम असतात, कंटेंट मॅनेजमेंट सिस्टीम, त्या आधारे तुम्ही तुमचा रिसर्च प्रोजेक्ट रेडी पण करू शकता. किंवा तुमच्या गाईडला समजा काही क्वेश्चन्स विचारायचे दुसऱ्या गाईडचा रेफरन्सेस किंवा दुसऱ्या कुठल्या इंटरनॅशनल किंवा तुमच्या स्टेटच्या बाहेर काही घ्यायचं असेल तर तुम्ही व्हिडिओ कॉन्फरन्सिंगनी त्याच्याशी मीटिंग घेऊन तुम्ही तसंही त्याचे सजेशन्स अँड गायडन्स घेऊ शकता सर. तर मे बी ह्या ह्याच्यात तुम्ही ICTचा असा वापर करू शकता.
थँक्यू मॅडम.
येस, थँक्यू सर.
We request all the participants, please ask your question to the panelist because we want to connect you with directly with the panelist. If anyone has doubt, please ask. No one can interested. So, ma'am, is there anything for unemployment in a new education policy?
Yes, unemployment also nowadays see many teachers and even students now, because the new recruitments are not going on. So for that, maybe you can find some job or learn some skills which you can do online. So I have conducted one session for Kerala online skills development. So what online skills you can develop? They can develop some online skills by learning online and do the jobs which they can do from their work from home. They can be graphic designers by learning the tools themselves and try to create some logos or try to create some web designing projects for freelancing. They can try to create e-commerce portal. They can become content writers because they have got knowledge. They can read the books online and try to give contents, because many of the websites need some content writers. Then instructional designers, wherein you create a course. Now, as I said, if some senior faculty is interested in doing a course which has to go online, but they don't have the technology, so maybe these students or who are pass out student or new recruiters, they can help them by creating the content for those teachers. And you can also become like how you have personal assistants. When we have physical appearance, you have got virtual assistant, so you can be virtual assistant. Jobs are also available in the market. Or now, because the content is not going only to, it is only in regional language, it is going to go globally, then you can do jobs of Google translation. Let's say suppose an experienced faculty, he has his expertise knowledge, but the knowledge is in regional language, he can translate it to English, Japanese, French, and so that his content can be shared globally. So those Google translators or the translating jobs also can be done online from the place of your home. And some other jobs also they can try to do, which they can do it online. Or online recruitment also, agencies are nowadays coming on, because online interviews are being conducted through Skype, through Google Meet, through Zoom. And maybe you can get a job in recruitment agencies or for some other executive assistance job, wherein you try to create the depositories or the contents for which are there. Let's say suppose now I have a manuscript which is handwritten, I can convert it into digital. So those type of jobs in demand now, as because everything is going to go digital. So such types of jobs are also available.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
अजून एक प्रश्न मॅडम मराठीमध्ये. PhD कोर्सवर्क मध्ये भाषिक संशोधनासाठी अनिवार्य असावा असे तुम्हाला वाटते का? म्हणजे आपल्याला विचारलं ना मॅडम, ओपिनियन मागितला त्यांनी.
असावं असं म्हणजे तो कसं असं पर शेवटी पर्सनली आहे, पण तुम्ही जर वापरला तर तुम्हाला तो, जसं मी म्हणाले की ग्लोबल रीच तुम्हाला मिळेल, की त्याच्यातून तुम्ही जास्तीत जास्त ऑडियन्स किंवा पार्टिसिपेंट पर्यंत रीच करू शकाल, असा तो ग्लोबल एक रीच येऊ शकेल. हे एक पण अनिवार्य किंवा कंपल्सरी आहे आणि तो वापरलाच पाहिजे असं काही नाहीये. की जसं ते दिसले लेक्चर्स घेत होते त्यांच्या भाषेपुरतं, त्यांच्या राज्यापुरतं, त्यांच्या शाळेपर्यंत होत होते, पण त्यांनी जे न्यू इनोव्हेशन केलं त्या ह्याच्याने त्यांना ग्लोबल रेकग्निशन मिळालं. तर म्हणजे असं आपला रीच वाढवायचा असेल आपल्याला, जर आपल्या संशोधनात किंवा आपल्या टेक्नॉलॉजी किंवा शिकवण्याची तर तुम्ही वापरू शकता. तो अनिवार्य असं काही नाही म्हणता येणार. येस सर.
ओके, थँक्यू मॅम. Very nice session with you. This session of question and answer is a very, very nice session for us. Thank you, sir. Thank you, madam. Program that is full of thanks for this. I would like to invite our today's webinar panel, Professor Shailesh Khandare, to present vote of thanks. Professor Shailesh Khandare, Assistant Department of Computer Science, Arts, Commerce and Science College, R.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving me opportunity to present vote of thanks. Before presenting vote of thanks, I request all the participants to fill up the feedback form. It is mandatory to generate a certificate. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude toward today's speaker, Dr. Rupali ma'am and Professor Satish Mekewar sir, for enlightening us with their knowledge. Today's webinar was full of knowledge and plethora of interesting and valuable things. It gave deep insight into topic and also revealed some less known facts. I would like to thank Dr. H.R. Verukar sir, our honorable principal, who motivated us and provided us his valuable guidance throughout the organization of the webinar. I would like to also thank management of our college. They are always supportive and encouraging for making us arrange such type of educational programs. Our special thanks to the Dr. Anil Dodewar sir, Secretary of University Professor Association, who always provide us with his valuable support and guidance, which help us in organizing a program like this. Next to up, the attendee, without whom the webinar would not be have been complete. I would like to thank not just formally, but indeed from the bottom of my heart, all the participants who attended all the session of the webinar. Last but not least, our teaching and non-teaching staff who contribute directly, indirectly for successful conduction of the webinar. I take this opportunity to thank them all for their support for arrangement of this webinar. With the permission of our chairperson, we declare that today's webinar is ended here. Thank you all. Have a good day.
Thank you all.